Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. We're here for F&TG, and we're looking and hoping for some more participation from some of our members to get going here as soon as we can. Thank you.
I'll go with you. Oh, there's one more.
So like I told Brandy one time, she said, I don't know if we got a clock. I said, Brandy, looks like we got one to me, honey. So
That's awesome.
let's
Move ahead.
until somebody tells me I don't, I do.
All right, we're close enough. Let's call a roll.
Senator Albritton,
Here.
Senator Chambliss, Senator Beasley, Senator Coleman, Senator Coleman Madison, Senator Elliott, Senator Gavan, Senator Jones, Senator Kelly, Senator Livingston,
Here?
Senator Orr, Senator Price,
Here.
Senator Shonut, Senator Stewart,
Here.
Senator Stutz,
Here.
Senator Weaver. We have
All right, we have 8 present. We'll call a quorum on that, and we'll look around and see that we've got 3 bills on the calendar, and we've got one of our sponsors here. So, Representative Hill, you're last on the list. We'll pull you up first, okay?
I appreciate it.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Senator. Thank y'all for.
Let's call up the Bill 187. All right, we got that. Got it. All right.
House Bill 187 is a bill it's a general bill in the state, but within this bill, it breaks down the expenditures of various county monies, and part of this goes to my county sheriff, and the bill right now, as it reads, he must use it only on jail services, and this bill simply amends it to allow him to use the part of the money that he gets in St. Clair County for law enforcement purposes.
To support the functions of the office of the sheriff for law enforcement purposes.
Yes, sir. Just
Right.
broadens what he can do.
All
I
right.
move favorable.
Second.
Motion, let's take let's roll call.
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to ask a question.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, sir. Senator Stutz.
So, in general, this applies statewide, correct?
Correct.
But in general, who keeps track of how these funds are spent? You know, if the sheriff, for the office of the sheriff for law enforcement purposes, so that's anything the sheriff wants to spend it on related to law enforcement?
As long as it's related to law enforcement, yes. It would come through our county commission.
Buy cars, pay salaries, feed inmates?
Training, you know, yes, whatever he needs to use, whatever he needs to use it to do to enhance law enforcement in St. Clair County.
Or any other county?
No, St. Clair County. My bill says for my sheriff to be able to expand the use from simply jail expenditures to
I didn't see anything, when I read this last night, I didn't see anything about St. Clair County.
Okay.
I'm looking at it
Or is he
again.
just trying to get all the other sheriff's money to St. Clair County?
You know, that would be just fine.
I don't see it anywhere in there.
I think to answer the question, I think this is would have general application.
Okay.
My sheriff has contacted me on this and indicates that this is in his best interest.
Okay, just
And that's fine.
clearing that up.
It's not listen, my sheriff brought it to me because he wanted to expand the utilization of this money past just what he spends in the jail. And that's why I brought this bill. If it helps them all, so much the better.
Yeah, and no one can blame you, Representative Hill, for standing up for St. Clair County.
No, sir. I've done it pretty well.
Let's call the roll.
Senator Albritton? Senator Chambliss? Senator Beasley? Senator Coleman? Senator Coleman Madison?
Aye.
Senator Elliott? Senator Gavan? Senator Jones? Senator Kelly? Senator Livingston? Senator Orr? Senator Price? Senator Shellnut? Senator Stewart? Senator Stutz? Senator Weaver?
Thank you. Bill's been given a favorable report. Now let's move up the ladder and take the next one. Senator Chambliss' bill.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate y'all.
Thank you, Representative Hill. Appreciate it. Good to see you. SB 216.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. As you all know, in the firefighting and paramedic world, there are different certifications. One is to be a firefighter. The other is to be a paramedic. There are some individuals who have both. Not a lot, but some who have both, and we call those fire medics. So what this bill does is it allows only fire medics to be able to utilize the same statute that the school resource officers are, because they have all this training, all this knowledge, and it allows them to be rehired by a locality to go back and do training and help young firemen, young fire medics, young paramedics to come up and to get that training. And this is, it's just a use, it allows a use of a resource that we have. Instead of putting them out to pasture with all that knowledge, they can actually pass that on to the next generation.
We have a motion and a second. Before we take the vote, I will make a comment on this, if I may.
You may, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Good answer, Mr. Vice Chairman. Anyway, look, this is a great deal. We're going to get this bill passed and move forward. And there's several bills like this. But there's a hole here that I think we need to consider, and I'm not sure how we need to do that at some point. But the idea, the concept, I think, is that when someone goes off and they retire, and then they rehire them back, that they come back in. The thought is that they're going to come back and do the same job for the same time frame. We don't have that limitation here. Someone could be hired, not suggesting any activities would be such, but they could be hired and brought in, and they could work for a day in an oversight and get paid $52,000. So my concern is, should we not specify this in the bill, either in this bill or in some general bill, so that if they're going to get paid the max, that they go and work the max, or that the amount be paid according to whatever hours they work, something along that line, so that we don't have an opportunity. Now, that's just my thought. Y'all, what's your thoughts on that line?
Mr. Chairman, those points are well taken. As with any legislation, I have in my mind the situation that I'm dealing with, and that's why we have everybody else to think about other situations. So I'd be fine to work with you to make sure we have those guardrails before we move forward.
I'd like to discuss that before we got it to the floor, but
Absolutely.
it's up to you how you want to do that. But I think we need, because we're doing this so often, we don't want to create another drop program. Okay.
Exactly. The intent here is to preserve that knowledge that we as public taxpayers have invested in. That's my purpose. So to put guardrails up I'm more than willing and will and want to do that.
Okay, thank you.
Well, I was just going to make note, thank you, Ms. Chair, that in the bill, it said up to or not to exceed the $52,000. So it doesn't say, just in my interpretation, that they're automatically going to be paid the $52,000. But I'm just trying to understand.
That's my point. It gives a limitation as to the total amount. And all we're doing is raising the amount of money that they can be paid. The concern is how often or how much do they work? And I want to be careful. I don't want to become too overbearing on this, but I think we need to have some, as you mentioned, guardrails.
The pay needs to be commensurate with their actual duties.
Precisely.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Any other comments, questions? All right, let's take a roll call. Oh, wait a minute. Any objections for the previous roll? No objections? All right, previous roll. Bill's been given a favorable report. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, committee.
Next bill, SB 208. Senator Hatcher is not here, so I will take this for him, if y'all don't mind. This is proposing a CA, constitutional amendment, wherein, frankly, Montgomery County, and it does specify the city of Montgomery, I should say, participate in employees' retirement systems of Alabama upon the same terms and conditions as may be specified. This basically gives the employees of the city basically coming into the RSA. Now, I've spoken to RSA folks, and they're aware of this bill. There's no issues or problems. Am I correct there? All right. And this is not an uncommon matter. Any discussion on the topic?
Just,
We have a motion and a second. Senator Coleman?
Mr. Chairman, just to clarify, this
Yes,
is for the city council members to participate in the RSA.
I'm reading through, I've seen that, but I'm reading now and in the proposed amendment, and let's see, I'm going to go down to
The
upon ratification, let's see.
members of the governing body of the city of Montgomery.
Good, that's what it's, yep, the governing body. Thank you. Okay. Good point. So it's not the full employees.
They're
So it's even
already
smaller limitation.
eligible.
Yeah. All right.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes,
I have a question. How are the other employees of the city of Montgomery currently treated? I mean, are we,
Just like every other city.
they're already RSA?
I think that
Just-
all cities have an option to come into the RSA.
So-
This is only extended to the city council members.
Okay.
Optional, in fact. Any other questions? Any objection? We have a motion and a second. Any objection to use the previous roll? Senator Van has an abstention. Okay. Y'all want to just go and easier take? No? Okay. Senator Elliott is also abstention. Senator Stutz is an abstention. Make it 4. Any other abstainings? So we have a vote of favorable report using previous roll with 4 abstentions. That makes sense. Any other business? Couple of things. We're getting close, ladies and gentlemen, on the budget coming up from the House. Yeah. So, we'll be able at that point to take in the recommendations sent over by the governor and the suggestions by the House, and then we'll have our duties. I would welcome y'all to start considering and taking a look. If you would, start reviewing the governor's pack, and if you would, get with Kirk. He can give you a spreadsheet that shows the last year's appropriation and what the governor's recommendation are. When we get the House, when they finish theirs, we'll be able to have that comparison. But if I might suggest you guys to start familiarizing yourself on where we are with those matters so we can figure out where we're headed.
Mr. Chair.
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am.
Is it in order to request that as a committee, we can get that spreadsheet instead of individually having to go see Kirk?
You want me to ask Kirk?
It's available online. I'll send the link to Adrian.
Yeah.
That'd be perfect. Thank you. And I have one other question, Ms. Chair, just to kind of clear up that last bill, if we can. I wanted to know from RSA, are there other city councils that are already, and I think I know the answer, that are already involved in RSA, especially since this is a constitutional amendment?
We'll see if we can get that answer. Yeah, okay.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure when folks start abstaining.
How about that
we're
for
not treating
speed?
people different than other folks, that's it.
I mean, because maybe in your city, you don't know it.
Ms. Asia has reminded me that should y'all have a budget request, now's the time to start considering that. But before you get your requests in, look at where the money's appropriations are. Take a look at that.
Okay, so we need a spreadsheet.
Yes, that's it. All right, anything else? We'll stand adjourned. Thank you.